These are the top 10 NFL teams after the conclusion of the draft. At number 10, we have the Cowboys. A lot of people are not as high on the Cowboys as me, but now that this team is going to be healthy for the first time in a while, I think they will at least be a top 10 team. The addition of George Pickens should really help this team spread the ball around a lot more than in years prior. I don't see this team winning their stacked division, but should definitely be better than they were last season. At number 9, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. I've honestly been kind of disappointed on how this team has handled the offseason up to this point. Obviously, it was great to lock in Higgins and Chase, but lack of additions on the defensive side of the ball really limits this team's potential. I do still see this team performing well overall, but that defense really limits them from being a true contender. At number 8, we have the Houston Texans, who I think are probably the most overlooked team in the NFL right now. This is a team that had large amounts of injuries last season and still found themselves in the divisional round. And the real question for me with this team is, can this team actually beat the true contenders in the AFC, being the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs, because they haven't been able to up to this point. At number 7, we have the Rams. This team is clearly the best in their division and should perform well throughout the season. They have a great coach. They have a young and inspiring defense, one of the best receiving corps in the NFL, and pretty solid quarterback play from Matthew Stafford. And we'll just have to see if this team can compete with the top teams in the NFC. At number 6, we have the Lions. There is no reason for this team to not come back as one of the best contenders in the NFC. Their defense should actually be healthy next season, and they've also had some solid additions as well. I don't think they're the absolute best team in their conference like they looked to be in the regular season last year, but definitely are expected to win their division and put up some quality playoff performance. At number 5, we have the Commanders. Last year, this team was in the NFC Championship, and during the offseason, they have only gotten better. The Deebo Samuel signing is one that is very overlooked, as it adds a lot of diversity to this offense. They completely revamped their offensive line, drafting Josh Connolly in the first round and also picking up Laramie Tunsil in free agency. And that's not even mentioning the pure talent of Jaden Daniels. I think this team will be right back as one of the best teams in the league. At number 4, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. I know most people will have them higher on this list, specifically because how clutch they have been in the playoffs. But for me, during the offseason and really these past couple seasons alone, I think the 3 teams above them have just developed into better teams. I still think the Chiefs are one of the best teams in the league, but I just think that their luck in these close games is going to run out at some point, and it feels like this is the year. At number 3, we have the Baltimore Ravens. This team just continues to draft very well, as Malachi Starks and Mike Green should be very solid additions on this defense. And like every single year we talk about the Ravens, it really just depends on, can they get it done in the playoffs. Everybody knows that this team can do it, but we'll just have to wait and see if it really happens. At number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills and Ravens are pretty easily matched, but the Bills have just been a simply better playoff team, so I think they need to be higher in the rankings. But at number 1, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who easily take the cake.